Did you manage to gather any network traffic information?
That wasn't my task.
No, Professor.
Not using the Wireshark for Android, يعني just to gather the traffic around the mobile while using any of these malicious applications.
Not yet, Professor.
Okay. Can we try to do that at least? Maybe we can have also indications from network traffic.
Sure, Professor, I'll work on.
Yeah, it takes time, but now I have like 46 completed.
Anas, shh. Tob, in the meantime, Professor, can we just recap what we have to do and what is required for us to do from here? Because I'm just gonna note it down for the meeting minutes.
Yeah, summarize the paper.
Yeah, we done that.
Okay, and then we have to download the data set of the applications. Try to decompile them, look at the permissions, compare it with the benign data set of the same application, compare the permissions, collect this information into the database on the cloud. You already have like injected your malware, right?
Yeah.
To applications, okay. So then me and Dr. Kivzar will again try to review the dataset features. After looking at the features that you are collecting to the database and have a final decision of either adding more features to collect or simplifying the dataset features that we already have. Here we go, Dr. Kivzar.
Where are the commas for the separators? No comma.
Yeah, see, so here we have like
Proof.
information, Android intent action main, and then we have intent category launcher, and it seems like things that are statically added can't find launcher app through Android.
Can you make a control F for the camera?
For control F,
Camera or mic, yeah.
what do you mean control
Yeah,
F?
yani can you search for the camera?
Ah,
Keep
okay, I
camera,
see.
yeah, or mic.
Here we have
Android intent action camera. So there is. What about mic, microphone?
camera, intent action, firmware, okay, mic.
When you're extracting the features, do you have this type of, statements?
Microsoft.
Hashim or Abdul Rahman?
In the malware, yeah, they have these kind of intents.
Yeah, intense
Professor,
actions.
Yes.
Okay.
Professor,
Okay, then this is
could you
useful.
repeat again?
Yeah, and when you are extracting the features for your cloud database, do you extract from this type of statements? I was asking.
Yes, Professor, somewhat like this only.
Yeah, okay. So this means we can actually simplify all those features because anyways, we don't have that much features. Either we will try to get more features because there are too many permissions here, as you can see, not only mic or camera, there are some other things. Invalidate views, for instance, I can see now broadcast, some other things. And when you open it in the CSV format in the Excel, you will see all the column names. If you see that they are making sense, you can leave. But I don't know how many columns we have now. Yeah, and it's very unorganized now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yani maybe Dr. Hida, maybe I can take a look at this one in the CSV, in the Excel file and see how many features this one has. And then maybe we can have another meeting to tell them that if they need to collect more features. Because
We can meet
now they are
first, me
collecting
and
only 2-3 features, right? How many features do you have in the cloud data? How many columns, yani, after extracting the data?
Hashim, do you have access to the cloud now to show us? Because this is, I think, It's hanged. Yeah.
In the cloud that they have, the columns, at least for the media logs, when hardware is accessed, it's the package name, the start time of when the hardware was accessed, the end time, and then the user ID of the phone belonging to where this is executed. That's it.
Mic and the other one.
This is
Mic
for
and what do you call camera?
location, microphone, and camera
This is for the
Okay.
behavior, right? And we have another
for
table.
media logs. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have another
Okay,
table
then
that,
another question.
yeah, we have another table that contains the application name, user version, or application version, application name, the user ID, right, Hashim, and then the
Ye-
permissions.
Yes, Professor. Yeah, we
So we
mapped the
can
user ID
compare,
with the permissions.
yeah, so we can compare the different versions of the same file, of the same application.
Okay, then maybe I can ask like this for the next meeting. Open this CSV file and then just highlight the columns that you are also having in the cloud database, so we can see if there is some overlap. If there is a little overlap, maybe we can collect more features, because if there is no overlap, then this means we cannot work on it. Yeah, for instance, now I saw the camera, I saw the mic, so you are capturing this anyways in another database, but you are capturing, so you have the code for it. So this is these two lines, columns actually in this specific data set we can highlight because we are capturing. So just highlight the overloading, overlapping features, so that we can see what type of features we can add more or remove from the existing data set. Yeah, for instance, if there are 200 features, we don't need them. We can remove and filter some of them. But see, at least at the beginning, in the first stage, we need to see if there is some overlapping features.
Professor, can you send the link to these CSVs?
Yeah, you mean the data set?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, just a minute. Let me open yeah, okay, so this is the main directory, but please tell me if you can open it. Where's the chart? Here you go. Just tell me if you have access.
To the website, yeah, it's I can see it.
And by the way, two of the papers that I sent you are ones explaining these data sets. And you can read the papers. While reading the papers, you can know about the features, what type of columns you have in the CSV files, everything.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, CIS Maldroid 2020. I completely
Yeah,
forgot. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So we have two papers talking about and explaining the details. And even they have like a detection model. This is the main website of the Canadian Center. They have plenty of data sets, yeah.
It's working. I installed it. I can see them.
Oh, perfect, because we have like a small registration page before, but it's perfect. So as you can see here, I shared my screen. These are the two papers, the dynamic Android and the effective hybrid technique. See, dynamic Android malware category classification using semi-supervised deep learning. So in here, they are explaining the AI model or machine learning model that they have used and the results. So maybe we can look at the type of the models that they have used and compare it with the models that we are going to use. Here, for example, effective and efficient hybrid Android malware classification using pseudo-level stacked autoencoder. So while reading these two papers, you will learn about their models or techniques, and at the same time, you will learn more about these data sets. So these are two important papers to start learning from and read. Okay.
Professor, I've opened the cloud. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, okay. So Dr. Kivzar, maybe me and you will have a meeting before them to decide about the type of the model that we will use.
Yes.
Hybrid framework, for example, as I mentioned, maybe we can have like a detection first from the user behavior, and have a look at the alarms that we can obtain, and then another level of detection coming from the suspicious versions, and then another level coming from the behavior of the application from the malware or injected applications. So we have to think about which one goes first, like a filtering based framework. So we have to filter all of the behaviors in addition in order to find a final decision whether this is an attack or not, to be recorded or not as an attack, or giving a weight, a rank for this attack. Is it how many percent we are sure that this is a risky attack or not? So
Yeah,
what do
we
you
can
think?
do them all at the same time, and we can use the results coming from all those three for detection mechanisms. We can put them into the fuzzy logic,
Yes.
like a voting system at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yes.
yeah, we can use many things. Yeah, but yeah, that will be really good.
So the paper of our research titled like using like these 1, 2, 3 techniques with a fuzzy logic in order to detect Android attacks.
One of the papers of this data set.
This is one of the attachment. This is which one? Application permission, user
Yes,
ID,
Professor.
name, the permission. Yeah. Can you explain, please, when we have like
Go
two
to the
different
bathroom.
versions of the same
I need
application
to
with
go
the different
to
permissions?
the bathroom.
Yeah, yes, Professor. So the first table, this one, right? The app permission, this is like the original one. Like for Angry Birds, the original app permission is on this table, and this other table is app permission individual. This is based on each user's login. Like if I have Hashim and I'm logging into my device, it's permission. So maybe my app has malware in it, and the permissions here would not match the permissions here. Like it's like when I have a malicious app, I may have like 2 3 extra additional permissions in this table. So this is like the table which will differentiate, like this app does not have these permissions.
Okay,
And then
so which means that you are comparing the two tables together in order to see the different number of permissions existed in the injected one.
yes, Professor, like we show
And
that in our AV Secure itself, like we can show that this permission looks suspicious.
yeah,
And
okay.
then there we have one more thing called media log, which will be able to capture when the camera was used and what time and what type of media type, and then by what package and name and for which user ID.
This is the user behavior, you mean, the media logs?
Yes, Professor. Yes, Professor.
Okay.
But the permission for this yani media is in the which one? First table, right?
This the second table, Professor. This is based on
table.
each user. This table,
User.
Professor.
Okay.
Yes, Professor.
Yeah, but we have to have like intensive testing in order to fill in these tables. So now we have like the first table is filled only for one application, the Angry Bird.
Uh, which Professor, this one, the app
Yeah.
permission.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Professor. So, like, if you keep downloading apps, then we'll be able to find out like what is the original one.
So how
So,
many
if
apps do we have here?
uh,
Two. No,
okay, at the
three.
moment I have only two or three: Fire,
Yeah,
Auth,
now
AV
four.
Secure, and Angry Birds. Yeah, four, Professor.
Fire
Now I can
result.
yes, Professor. Like this one is just whatever I had in my phone, which is just 1 2 I collected. So I think Professor
And to
AV6.
which, yeah, I see, but and to which application did Vijay and Abdulrahman injected their own malware? What was the application, Vijay? Do you remember?
Vijay.
Vijay, Abdulrahman, what was the name of the application you injected with your malware? I think Vijay is not with us. Abdulrahman already excused for 5 minutes. Because if they already have like injected malware, The Android, he mentioned what? Droid Rat?
Yeah,
My
Android Rat, Professor.
place too loud. Okay. So Vijay, can you write on the chat what was the application you used? Okay. We'll give him 10 minutes.
So actually, we are not only collecting microphone and camera, there are other columns here. These are all features.
Yeah, all
Yani
features.
packet
Yeah, that's what I
usage,
was
wake
saying.
lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's why.
yani,
Yeah, go ahead, Kevzar.
so yani in the data set that you sent the link, Dr. Huda, the CSV file,
Yeah.
they need to match this, for instance, foreground service microphone, foreground service camera. So they need to see if in the CSV file, the other guys collected something similar to this one. If there is match, then we can actually use that specific data set. For
Yeah.
if we have too many matches, then we can just remove the columns on that specific data set that we don't need because we have enough permissions. In the second phase, we can go with this hybrid algorithm on it.
Yeah, because the data set includes the benign, applications
Yeah.
and the injected applications. So it's either that we're gonna repeat the task or the work by comparing the permissions of the same application, two versions, the injected one and the normal one.
Normal one.
And based on that, we can fill the first table of our cloud database and the second table of the cloud database
Yeah.
and start comparing يعني, how this can help us in detection. يعني, how can we fit this into our AI model or machine learning model, in addition to the media logs, which is the actual usage of the user. So we have like two tables representing the static features and one table representing the dynamic behavior,
Can you
right?
go to the media logs again? In the media logs, for instance, we just take one feature as a sample. For instance, what is it?
Media type, start time, end time.
Where is start
Only.
time and time? They are collecting only start time and end time.
And the media type, whether it's a microphone, camera, location. We can add also the battery usage, by the way.
So can you search for location, for instance, if they have it, or time in that specific CSV? Maybe they already have this type of things. Maybe they captured
Yeah.
location,
Yeah,
for
time.
instance. Yeah.
Here, you mean, yeah, in the...
No, I mean in the
Yes, Professor.
CSV file, not this one.
Oh,
Please.
okay,
Yeah,
sorry,
she means, yeah, exactly, in the CSV. But we can also capture the battery usage, RAM, CPU.
Is it here?
Yes,
No.
Professor.
No,
No,
it's
not
not
here.
here. But I think it's
Okay.
easy to collect them, right?
But we can.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
Professor.
and remember, I asked you to add if you can also capture whether it connects to the network or not. Yani, for example, while he is using the camera, is there a network traffic usage at the same time or not?
Yes, Professor. So at the moment, how much I've researched, I was I've not found any method to capture like how we are able to read it like on the spot. If you need to be a root user app, but
Yeah,
then
root
I've
user, like you
found a
need
way
to.
that you could do. There's something called Charles proxy. So
Okay.
it's like a Wireshark, which I
Ah,
have to enable in my phone, and then I'll be able to see all the network. Like it's like an network interceptor. So I'll be able to see all the request and response going through my phone.
I think for
So
research, that's okay to use additional tools. Yani, we talked about this. Yani, for a product,
okay,
yes, we have to do it through our app. But for the research purposes, yeah, we can have like additional tools like Android version, Wireshark, for example, installed.
okay,
So while you are using this application, you can have a look at the PCAPs. If the
okay,
user, while he's playing with one of the games, for example, and he opened the camera on intentionally or not, يعني, at least we can map it with the Wireshark PCAP results and see whether there was a leakage at the same time over the network.
okay, Professor. I'll look into it, Professor.
And capture the, of course, source, destination IP, source, destination port numbers. What do you think, Dr. Kivzar? Yani, we can add this information to the log file.
Yeah, maybe we can check the data set as well. Yeah.
يعني it's okay to use additional tools. Maybe Abdurrahman can help in this and VJ, and we
Yeah,
can focus
additional
on this
tools are
now.
totally fine. But now I'm
Yeah.
thinking, and if in the data set that you send, there is nothing related with the network, and we start building the parser for this network connections, that will be useless, really.
Maybe
Professor.
we can use some of their records, يعني some of their data, or compare يعني
Professor,
For instance,
in one of the papers you sent, data leak in Android, they do exactly this. They use tools like Snort and Wireshark to create a data set of suspicious behavior for specifically for ping of death and DOS attacks, and then by the end of it, only problem is they don't explain how, but they say they do it with a 97% accuracy or something. They use a data set called the KDD, and the KDD99, which is a data set for network traffic.
KDD, okay.
Yeah. And they do just this. They clean it, and then they do something called feature engineering, and by the end of the paper they say we can now detect DOS attacks at a 97% accuracy. But they don't go into what packets are suspicious or how do they actually go to they just use the database and then import it as a rule to the Snort tool, and it works.
I see.
by the way, in the data set, we have the network related features. Connected, for instance, switch status, login. We have many things.
Kibzer, do
So
you
we
think
can
this is a
connect.
contribution, Dr. Kibzer, do you think that this is a contribution by itself if we manage to prepare a good data set of behaviors and permissions for these types of malware, including the network traffic?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
because there are no recent data sets like that. This one is from 2020, but it's not capturing all the features you are targeting. And you are targeting from different angles, from the different
Yeah,
aspects, not only
yeah,
the permission. So it will be really good contribution
yeah. So
in
if
that
we
case.
added the network capturing tools and we managed to capture and add to the log file also the permissions with the new two malware that VJ and Abdurrahman managed to inject to their applications also, it means that we are targeting like more recent malware.
Just a note, Professor. If you want to generate a modern data set, by that do you mean you want it to run on modern phones like Android 13 and things like that? Because I couldn't get any malware to work on Android 13, whether on the emulator, the x86 Genymotion, or on an actual phone. Android, I could not get an Android to work, a malware to work, whether injected or not injected on Android 13. The best I could do was Android 11 for modern phones, and then just an older version of Android like 6 or 8. I could get the malware to work, obviously. But if you want, if that's what you mean by a modern dataset, if you wanted to work on modern versions of Android, otherwise I couldn't get malware to work on
Yeah, I
Android
see.
13.
I see. So the latest you managed to run it on what?
Was 11.
11.
I
Okay.
could try again with maybe a different
Or-
malware. I saw a guide online about how to write a malware from scratch, a tutorial, and by the end they test it on Android 13, so I could follow that and just go through the process if it's worth it, just to see if it would work.
No, I'm thinking, yani, for the malware thing, we don't have to build the malware from the scratch because,
Yeah.
anyways, whenever the malware, yani, it's a infected APK. So the APK, whenever you take the APK, you're gonna extract the features, and it will be just one line of record, with multiple features. So you can synthetically generate that specific line, for instance. Yani, no need just for the testing purposes. Yani when you build the data set, you can build the synthetic data which represents the malware. For instance, you can just change one feature, make the camera 0 or 1, yani meaning that it's trying to access, let's say. So it's
Yeah.
something that anomaly behavior. So no need to create the whole malware or find
Okay.
for the new versions, I mean.
So you just
That's what now I'm thinking. I don't know what Dr. Huda thinks.
Yeah, yes, totally agree. يعني maybe we have, because of the time we have, maybe we can like add some of these features using these additional tools with the one that you tried, Abdurrahman and VJ. And we'll see whether this can help the models to enhance the detection or not. And these are the answers that we are trying to answer, the questions that we are trying to answer as a researcher. Yani, what types of features that can help in enhancing the detection, combining user behavior with the static malware or application behavior, comparing different suspicious versions downloaded from third parties, looking at it, yani combining all of this in one framework of detection. Does it enhance, does it give us like different levels of detections with different types of, I don't know, yani, detection, like say weight? Yeah, this is what I'm thinking about. Because, for example, my kids are playing Roblox, you know, Roblox. And that's time my kid was returning back from a summer camp, and he said that one of his friends shared with him like an account on the internet that give him free access for some of the game levels and buying some like icons for free. So I wonder whether it's safe or not. Definitely it's not safe, and there's nothing goes for free, totally free over the internet. So I was wondering, those kids are using lots of third parties to download games, free accounts, subscriptions, etc. So definitely comparing the versions for our users or customers over the cloud can give us a hint whether there's something suspicious or not. And then we can dig more by looking at the anomalies of the behavior of the users or the applications that they are running. This is another level of detection. And then by that, we can raise a flag, as Dr. Kibzer mentioned. Yeah, we can use like a fuzzy logic to say, okay, there is something serious going on, or not. This is how I see things.
So just
Yeah, I agree. Definitely the behavior will help also.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, Professor, can you hear me?
Yes, Vijay.
Professor, I actually tried Dodge Rat, but it was obfuscated. But I found another video like where to run it, it was just uploaded like 3 days back. But I
Mm.
asked the guy who uploaded the video for the file that he used.
Mhm.
So he hasn't replied, but like he said like he'd send it through the week or something. It was just a
Okay.
small YouTuber who did it.
So you didn't try it yet?
I didn't, but I just went through half of the video and like
Ah,
the script which runs, it just pauses off.
okay. So which application did you inject the new malware, Abdulrahman? What was the name of that application?
the name of the legit APK I injected the malware into.
Yeah.
I just I tried Android Instagram Lite Terminus I tried Excel at some point. I thought it would be funny if I got a malware injected into Microsoft Excel, but it didn't work. So mostly I just used Instagram Lite, and the most recent one that worked the best was Google Service Framework. It's a package that pretends to be from Google and can run from the background and accesses the camera location. That one worked the best.
Yeah, but those were not added to the cloud, Hashim, right?
Oh no,
To
they
the
are.
first
They're there.
tables.
If you check the media logs, oh, do you mean the
Oh,
permissions, the legit permissions?
yeah, the permissions,
Oh
exactly.
no, sorry. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so we have like two versions of the same application or program. One of them is normal before injection and the other after injection. So we have to observe the differences in the permission granted, right? Yeah, okay. So please don't forget to add these to the cloud also, to the two permission tables.
Okay, we'll do.
And the more that did you manage to inject any malware to PDF files?
I looked into that. I think the way that Qusay did it was because of an oversight in Windows Defender. He did it
Yeah,
specifically
Windows,
on
yeah.
Windows, and
Yeah.
I don't really understand how it worked. But on Android there isn't a Windows Defender, so the same exact thing would obviously work if it reads the PDF file the same way it does on Windows. But I didn't try replicating it. I didn't bother. If you want me to try, I could maybe.
Okay, so let's try to inject PDF files. It's very important
Okay.
because many of us use it. This is number one. Number two, we say that let's add an additional tool to track the traffic IPs ports, whether there's a traffic usage while we are using the application normally or abnormally. It's okay to use these tools. I think it's enough for the next meeting to have the results of these two questions. Can we add it to a PDF file and use tools like Android Wireshark version in order to capture the traffic and add the data and these features into the cloud? What do you think?
Yeah.
I think fair enough, right?
Yeah. So just
Meanwhile, me and Dr. Kivzar will have another look at the data sets and at the framework. Maybe I'll try to draw the framework diagram, think about what types of models that we would like to apply, and then in the next meeting, we can share this with you. How about this plan, Dr. Kivzar?
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
For also the summary of the papers, they should work in the summary also.
Did you summarize the papers?
yeah, I did mine. I summarized 3 papers. I
Oh,
have them on
perfect.
a Word document.
Oh, perfect.
I think the rest of my colleagues, they also summarized their papers as well, if I'm not wrong. We all assigned ourselves, when you sent them, we assigned them and we worked on them.
Okay, so would you like to meet next Wednesday, Dr. Kivzar? Are you available?
Next Wednesday, 26th, I'll be back 26th. So which is the Friday? Friday night, I'll back. I don't know, Saturday, Sunday, or next Monday.
Like 27?
27, 8 or 9, and
Thursday.
onwards, I'm available.
Okay, so today is Thursday. Do you need, how many time do you need, yani how many days do you need to return back to us, Abdul Rahman, with regards to the PDF file and capturing? We need, I think, up to a week.
I mean, I won't be working alone, so for me, I'll probably be doing the injecting malware into a PDF. So maybe like 4 days, 5 days. I shouldn't take too long, yani. 3 days maybe.
Okay, how about Sunday 28? Are you available, Dr. Kivzar?
Yeah, I'm available.
Okay, guys, what do you think? Sunday 28?
It's fine
Sure,
with
no
me.
problem, Professor.
Yeah, Professor. Sure, Professor.
Okay, I'm available to any time, guys. Yani, Dr. Kivzar, is there a preferable time for you?
No, I don't mind. Anytime is fine.
Okay, so you can send us an email with the time that we would like to meet with us on 28th of July, Sunday. And by that time, try to capture as many features as you can from these additional tools. We'll have a look, me and Dr. Kivzar, at the data set again, put the diagram of the framework we'll follow. And to implement the model, yani, I don't think we have enough time. Yani, let's implement the model and see what do we have.
So just to be sure before we close off, Professor, the agenda for between now and the next meeting is for us to clean the CSVs, the data sets for what features are currently relative to the scope of our project. For me to try to get the malware to
And for the permissions, Abdulrahman, you can append them to the cloud, because for the permissions, they compare between the permissions with the benign and the permissions with the injected. Yani you can append them to the 2 tables that we have to the cloud in order to have many records.
Okay.
Okay. And injecting to PDF files.
Yeah, inject into PDF and then
Using like Wireshark or other tools to capture traffic while using the applications, whether they are normal or injected.
Okay.
And Hashim, please, we need to capture also again the RAM, CPU, battery usage while we are using the application in the logs, in the media logs file.
Sure, Professor.
Sure, Professor.
Professor, regarding the battery usage, should it be every second, or like how do you want it? Because batteries stats would change every time, right?
No, I think you have like a timestamp, start and end, right?
For battery, okay.
Yes, so
okay.
you can say, for example, I use the Chrome for 1 hour. So during that 1 hour, maybe the battery usage average was like this.
Okay. And Professor, I have one more table which it's not stored in the database, but it's still in the app. Like it will show you the duration of usage of every single app that you used. So I can store that as well.
Okay.
So it's user statistics.
Okay, that's fine. Dr. Kivzar, you want to add anything?
No, I'm trying to find the battery related feature in the CSV
Okay.
because I don't want them to work on something that we don't have in the data set. So,
Maybe we
but
can, if we have
okay,
like enough, maybe we can depend on our own data set and try the, you
you mean to convert this existing data set with our cloud
yeah,
and append
yeah,
everything there? Yeah, we
yeah.
can. Yeah.
Mm. Because I don't think they have tracked the behavior of the user mobiles.
Yeah, I don't think so because these are all static. That CSV is for the static.
And
Others are all system
yeah, and
call.
it's variables because maybe it depends on the number of the background processes that the user is running. And here we are assuming that this is the only foreground process, the game that the kid is playing. And if we expect that we have like a malware leakage or data leakage, we expect that's why maybe the battery usage rises. But in normal real life, we have like there's multiple variable, like let's say factors between us. For example, you have like different types of background processes running. That's why maybe normal background processes running. That's why your battery usage is higher than mine. Sometimes it might indicate something, sometimes it might not indicate. That's why it's not maybe captured by the data set.
No, it's not captured. Now I am looking. It's just
Mhm.
saying that battery low, battery saver mode. What else? Battery profile. So they are not capturing any of
Yeah.
these.
Yeah, because in real life, we cannot depend a lot on it as a factor, or parameter.
So
Mhm.
whatever can be transferred into our cloud, we can transfer together this data set, our own data set, and then we leave this data set
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to
So
focus
let
on
me
it.
first check it, me and you, in more detail.
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, okay. Okay. See you guys then in 10 days.
Okay, I'll see you, Professor. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so much,
See
Professor.
you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Professor. Bye.
Bye.
Insane meeting.
العصر يا ولاد.
Abdurrahman,
Mm.
we're going to Marwan's house, but you have work, so good luck.
Yeah.
PC for me. PC for you.
Hey sir, why are you robbing the PlayStation? Sorry sir, take the PlayStation. Sigma, why? Hey, he's robbing our PlayStation. Ah. Oh my god. Yes.
GG's. Thanks you, Yessa. Love you, Yessa. Nothing better than a Yessa surprise. What a fucking meeting. Look at this guy taking screenshots of chat. But how was your summer, Basil? I got younger. You got what? Younger. Haha, what do you mean? Okay, guys, let's move on. This is real. The professor asked him, "Hi, Basil, how was your summer?" He's like, "I got younger." You what? Sorry? I got younger. She's like, "Oh, what do you mean?" He just didn't answer. So weird. So weird. Insane.
And I just want my headphones.
Yes.
You go next.
I'm dying. What was that? I have no idea. Why is this guy being a cocksucker now as well? Master try and split the work. There we go. Pain in the ass gone. Why is he typing? Don't type anything. Just say yes, sir, and move on. I'm dying. What was that? He got younger? I don't know. What do you want me to do then? I wrote on the group. Basically, find an app you can inject malware into so that we can compare how the intents and permissions change. Gonna be the Android XML permissions activities. Yeah, yes, I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. He's just the most random person on earth for no fucking reason.
No! Hey, Ahmed. Yay! What?
There you go, man. I fucking wrote the email for you.
Why don't you highlight, like, Abrahman? Honestly, you should treat your team.
We had the meeting and it became obviously visible. Like I was hoping. We literally met yesterday. You remember when I was meeting? What was the point of the meeting? Answer me. What was the point of the meeting?
To update to the professors on the progress of the research.
To prepare for tomorrow's meeting.
Yes,
I was like, guys, tomorrow we are going to meet them. Even if you didn't do anything, get ready to prepare something to say about what you've learned, so it looks like it's productive.
No, the funniest part yesterday was.
We joined the meeting and they say, no, we didn't do anything. This fucking guy, he's late to the meeting. He's like, hey bro, did you mention to her the fact that Dogerat was not working? And I was like, yeah, I mentioned to her Dogerat was obfuscated. So me and VJ had to look for other malwares. I think VJ was trying to get Dogerat to work in the end, but I don't think he managed to succeed in the end. And then he joins like, no professor, I didn't get Dogerat to work. He just repeats himself and he's like, okay, did you get it to work on anything else to work? And he was like, no.
No, I like how yesterday I have
No.
other commitments. Everybody has other commitments.
Before the meeting, everyone has something coming up.
No one wants to
VJ
work
is
on
like,
that.
my grandmother is dying. This guy is saying,
I'll never forget this screenshot. My grandmother.
Hasbi Allah. Anyway, yalla, I'm free. I'm gonna come.
Uh-huh.
I'm done for the day. I'm gonna come.
You have to come with Ahmed when he drives. You guys come together.
Well, who are you going with?
Only Sohaib. I'm coming down.
خلاص انا هلبس الصورة وانزل معاك.